howdy, Immortalium here. Okay, so this is a manga haul. Just one thing to point out though is that I got this from Amazon and my sister had ordered some stuff. So her stuff was also mixed in with my stuff, so I had to unbox it before I got the stuff out. So forgive me for that, this stuff is already unboxed, but I'm sure you're more interested in seeing what manga I got rather than the actual unboxing of it. So, okay, let's get started. First of all, continuing on with my Osamu Tezuka stuff, I got Ode to Kirihito Part 1 and Part 2. So, Ode to Kirihito, I think, was the third Osamu Tezuka manga to get released by Vertical, and it's generally seen as one of his best translated works. When I say best translated, I mean better manga rather than better translation. And I'm really looking forward to this. Originally, if you look at these covers, originally they were released in one omnibus, and there was this little thing you could pull across that which would show his face, and then would turn, cover his face, and show this guy's face, which was kind of cool. But you know, it's out of print now, so I just got these two omnibuses. The only thing I just want to point out, well, of course it's flopped, which is a bit annoying, you know, but that's how Vertical generally do for Osamu Tezuka's adult titles. The other thing to point out though, which, you know, can be a bit annoying if you're a bit obsessive compulsive, is that this is a lot thicker than this. You see, so Part 1, I think Part 1 is about, how many pages? It's almost 500 pages, whereas this is about 350. So Part 1 actually has an extra 150 pages. So it's going to look a bit off, putting it side by side, but that's fine. I'm just happy to get an Ode to Kirihito anyway. Continuing on with the Vertical stuff. I got some more Vertical stuff. The reason I got these in particular was because, thank God to Vertical, they actually announced that these are going out of print. You know, how many companies do that, actually say that it's going out of print? So thank God for Vertical. So anyway, these are also classics from the, I think these are from the late 70s and early 80s, these ones. First up, we have, both of these are complete series, mind you, as well. Tatera, by, what's her name? Kaiko Takemiya. Apparently she was really important. She was one of the first female mangaka, or manga artists, and her works were really well received and helped allow other women to get into the field. In particular as well, the fact is these are shonen, these two series that from her, so you know, field dominated by men, you know, she was able to create a, you know, well-received series with lovely artwork. I have to show you the artwork. I love this shot of the rocket. If you haven't guessed, this is science fiction. Let me see if I can find... If you want to see kind of how her characters look overall, you have this boom page here, and then you have kind of just... You can get a sense of her layouts, which are very good actually. This art style, it's a bit odd actually, because to me, when I look at it, it's like a combination of Osamu Tezuka's work and more modern manga. You know, the kind of big cutesy eyes, but along with kind of more detailed hair and all that jazz. So that's good, and these are actually thick enough. When I ordered these from Amazon, I thought it said 200 pages, but in reality, they're actually probably about 330 pages each, which is fantastic. So, nice and thick. So I'm very glad to get that, and of course, you know, I love science fiction, so that's going to be great. Plus, they're, as I said before, they're going out of print. This, then, I think is, she followed up Tatera with this. The only thing is she didn't write the story for this one, unlike with Tatera, who wrote the story for this one. Ryo Mitsuse. Yeah. So we have Andromeda stories, which is also from her. This is in the late not the late 80s, what I was saying, the early 80s. And the art is more developed, I can definitely see that, flicking through it. There's some very nice looking panel work and detailed artwork. The only thing about these is they are the 200 pages. So you have your, ooh, this is a nice one actually. I just want to show you double boom page. I guess it is a boom page. It's one big image, but you kind of see the progression of images at the bottom. Anyway, these are just 200 pages, so they're a lot skinnier than Tatera. I mean, I think they're about the same price as well. So, but you know, this is about 600 pages in total, so that's kind of cool. So I'm looking forward to reading these two series. Now the next one is particularly important because it is what's the term? Seminal work? I think that's the term. A lot of people say they feel dirty when they say that, but seminal I think means important. So the next one is a seminal work of the Gekiga movement in Japan. For anyone who isn't aware of the Gekiga movement, in the 70s, it was kind of a rejection of Disney-esque looking manga art style and children's stories, and kind of developing more realistic looking artwork along with more adult themed stories. And this work is particularly important. It is called Wolf and Cub, the Omnibus. So this is the first 3 volumes. Really thick book. It's about 700 pages. Oh, and this is nice actually. You have a big glossary at the back. You know, describing Japanese words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pages of glossary words, which is fantastic. So, and then you have a bit on the author and artist at the end. The thing about this, why this is in particular important, is for one, it had an intensely adult story, but it was also the fact that the artist who did this, apparently he wasn't an actual manga artist. Apparently he was you know, a painter, an artist, you know. So when you're looking at this, it looks very different to you know, most manga works. If you take a look, see? So that's kind of an important push for the realistic looking artwork that they were talking about. Now they still have the big eyes of that, you know, shown of manga, but yeah, it's very, you know, detailed looking artwork. So that's very nice, and of course it, I can tell it's very adult. I particularly like this bit here, the wolf's head thing. I'll show you. I think that's very cool looking. So yeah, now another thing to mention about this omnibus. Originally, when Dark Horse released Wolf and Cub, they released it in this really small version, about probably this size. Now it was pocket based, I guess, so they wanted you to be able to, you know, fit in your pocket, be able to take it out. But the problem, of course, is the fact that it became rather difficult to look at the art and look at the words and everything, because of how small it was. This one, I'm assuming that is like most of the Dark Horse manga, which is that it's slightly smaller probably than the other ones. Yeah, if you take a look at that, the Vampire Knight is just ever so slightly bigger. The reason for that is Viz Media, Yen Press, and all that jazz. They take the trim size of the Tokyo Pop editions. They had this Tokyo Pop trim size, which is slightly bigger than the Japanese tankobon. But the Dark Horse manga go with the tankobon size of the original Japanese. So I'm not sure why they do that, but you know, they do it, and you know, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's only not this much of a difference. So I'm really glad to get this. So those are all the manga I've gotten. Just before I end off, I just want to say that I'm going to the London Comic Con I'll be leaving on Friday and all that jazz. So hopefully I'll be able to get some footage. Hopefully you'll see some epic haul videos next week. Fingers crossed. And it'll be awesome. So look forward to that. But for the moment, let's just do a quick rundown on what I got. So basically I got the complete series of Ode to Kirihito. I got the complete series of Tetera. I got the complete series of Andromeda stories. And I got the first omnibus of Lone Wolf and Cub. Oh, actually, just before I go, I better just tell you, Lone Wolf and Cub. Originally, it was flopped. It's still flopped. So basically, you read it from left to right. Which, you know, can be annoying because, you know, the artwork's mirrored. So right-handed characters look left-handed and all that jazz. But, you know, it doesn't really matter, I guess. I mean, I wish that they kept it the same. But, as the Japanese, you know, right to left. But, you know, that's a small flaw, I guess, in the whole scheme of things. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and bye-bye.